True terror isn't just a shadow in the dark. It's the realization that the predator staring you down specializes in killing its own brethren. Down in the hush of the forest floor, where a single tremor betrays your location, these serpents offer no warnings and absolutely no second chances. It's not merely a contest of brute power. It's high-stakes biological warfare fueled by lightning-fast reflexes, potent toxins, and raw instinct. Out here, the line between hunter and hunted blurs in a heartbeat, turning apex killers into prey in the blink of an eye. Veiled by the debris of the jungle floor, a slender viper glides with arrogance, completely oblivious to the eyes tracking its path. A larger, colder reptile closes the gap, practically invisible and eerily patient. Silence reigns until the moment of contact. The strike is explosive fangs, burying deep with surgical accuracy, pumping a specialized nerve agent meant to extinguish the spark of life immediately. Chaos ensues. The smaller serpent erupts into a frenzy of thrashing coils, its primal brain shrieking for an exit that no longer exists. Yet chemical death is rarely instantaneous. It begins by hijacking the body. Strength evaporates. Reactions lag. Every attempt to fight back becomes sluggish and clumsy. The aggressor doesn't panic, it watches. This is the cold calculus of the wild. A second bite delivered near the skull seals the deal. The struggle ceases. The former hunter is reduced to a limp carcass waiting to be consumed. The skull to coming, the skull to coming, the skull to coming. But the wild scripts no guarantees. In a flash, the tables can turn. A non-venomous constrictor, possessing nothing but sheer muscle mass and impeccable timing, takes a hit but refuses to go down. It counters instantly. Loops of solid muscle whip around the assailant's throat, locking down hard. The squeeze intensifies with every exhale. Circulation stalls. Air vanishes. A mouthful of venom is useless when the jaws are clamped shut by a crushing embrace. Here lies the unforgiving law of the jungle: dominance is fleeting. A split-second delay transforms a victor into a victim. For serpents, existence is measured in milliseconds, and pity is a concept they do not comprehend. If you have the stomach to see how these lethal rivalries spiral out of control, stick around, smash that like button, and subscribe immediately, because the upcoming footage pushes the boundaries of endurance to the breaking point. Carrying a lethal payload is no insurance policy in this terrain. Often it merely buys a few seconds if you're lucky. Just as a venomous reaper concludes a feast weighed down and lethargic, a far more ruthless nightmare emerges to challenge it. Out of the gloom slides a specialist, faster, more agile. A machine evolved solely to exterminate other snakes. The assault is fluid and merciless. Fangs find their mark on the neck, unleashing a neurotoxic flood intended to conclude the brawl rapidly. However, this target isn't ready to die. Thick loops of muscle snap back with kinetic fury. The grip tightens like industrial cabling. This isn't fear, it's tactical brilliance. With every squeeze, oxygen is purged, blood pressure plummets, and the venomous aggressor realizes its dominance is evaporating. Toxins require minutes to work. Strangulation requires only moments. The brawl devolves into a quiet war of attrition. One combatant banks on biology, the other on brutal physics. Every ticking second shifts the advantage to the crushing grip. The biter's head is immobilized. Its fangs are neutralized. Its poison supply is irrelevant. Breath becomes the most precious commodity on Earth. Suddenly release. With a violent twist, the venomous attacker breaks loose and flees, prioritizing life over a meal. In this domain, running away isn't cowardice, it's genius. The skirmish concludes without a corpse, but the lesson is stark. Not every ambush ends in a feast, and no one leaves a fight unscathed. Shortly after, fate intervenes again. A serpent fixated on a simple snack fails to notice the shadow looming at its rear. The execution is flawless. A solitary bite. Zero resistance. No opportunity for a rematch. The paralysis spreads in silence, and within seconds the thrashing stops. The predator is converted into prey once more. Such is the brutal cadence of the ecosystem. Winning is temporary. Hesitation is fatal. And the next danger is always breathing down your neck, closer than you dare to imagine. To witness the escalation, when velocity, toxicity, and pure rage intersect, keep your eyes glued to the screen. Hit like and subscribe right now, because the next segment features killers that know no restraint. When apex titans collide, there is no ceremonial hiss, no posturing, no grace period. The atmosphere thickens as one of the planet's most notorious snake eaters arrives. Silent, dialed in. An evolutionary masterpiece built to dismantle other killers. It glides with calculated arrogance, sensing tremors in the soil, tasting the air for heat signatures, measuring the gap. Up ahead, a behemoth lies resting sluggish from a recent gorge. Slow, distracted, exposed for a fleeting second. That tiny window is all a master hunter requires. The strike is a blur. A ballistic lunge targeting the brainstem, injecting a paralyzing cocktail meant to switch off the lights. But mass dictates resilience. The giant responds with savage power, throwing its immense weight around the assailant. The knot tightens. Pressure spikes. It is the ultimate duel between chemical warfare and hydraulic crushing power. Sinew locks against scale. Ribs groan under the stress. Circulation fails with every heartbeat. The aggressor's skull is pinned, jaws rendered useless. The venom is in the system, but the dosage is too low, the reaction too slow. The giant doesn't need toxins. It needs only to deny air and wait. This is no longer a race. It is a siege. Time seems to warp. One fights for oxygen, the other to finalize the kill. Finally, in a frantic spasm, the venomous hunter wrenches free, abandoning the prize. Survival instinct overrides the hunger for dominance. Flight is the only option left. Yet the master predator doesn't remain hungry for long. Slipping through the dense foliage, it locks onto a new mark, smaller, sluggish, cornered. There will be no marathon wrestling match this time. A disciplined advance. A surgical strike. The venom floods in. The lights go out. The victim is limp before its brain can even register the assault. Among serpents, being at the top isn't just about length or weight. It's about split-second decisions under duress, knowing exactly when to launch the attack and when to vanish into the grass. If you want to see how even the kings of the jungle crumble when they misjudge a rival, smash that like, leave a comment, and subscribe, because up next is a hunter that is immune to fear and to the poison itself. One creature in the serpentine kingdom defies all logic. It doesn't need blazing speed. It doesn't rely on toxins. And most terrifyingly, it doesn't care if it gets bitten. This beast stalks the nightmares of other animals, transforming the earth's most venomous snakes into helpless snacks. Blending perfectly with the dirt, it lies in wait. Muscles loose, pulse steady. Ahead, a lethal viper coils in defense, detecting a presence but reacting a fraction too late. The ambush is total. The hunter lunges, enveloping the target before fangs can even graze skin. The prey goes berserk, striking blindly, biting repeatedly, but it's all in vain. This monster flows with an innate immunity. Venom that would drop a human in minutes is merely a nuisance here. As the trapped victim fights harder, the embrace tightens. Every gasp for air becomes a labor. Circulation halts. Panic burns through the remaining energy reserves. The fight drains away. It's not a brawl. It's an execution. The hunter readjusts its hold, pinning the mouth, neutralizing the threat. The prey's struggles fade to twitches, then to stillness. Silence reclaims the scene. Another deadly serpent has been deleted from existence, no poison required, no hesitation shown. Close by, another drama plays out. A rattle vibrates the air, a frantic warning to ward off the reaper. It's ignored. The hunter presses on, indifferent to the threat, indifferent to the risk. The sequence is identical, wrap, crush, wait. The resistance dies. The conclusion is written in stone. Fear is a survival mechanism for most. But some predators have transcended it. They maintain ice-cold composure while others panic. And that stillness makes them invincible. If it blows your mind that venom can be rendered useless by the right opponent, tap that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe right now. The final act brings you a clash where sheer mass, unbridled rage, and absolute desperation intersect in the grimmest test of endurance imaginable. The ultimate showdown isn't a blur of motion. It is a slow, heavy collision, thick with dread. A gargantuan constrictor navigates the terrain, secure in its massive bulk. Few beasts dare to provoke a giant of this caliber, and fewer still live to regret it. But desperation drives dangerous choices. The prey retaliates with fury, refusing to go quietly. Teeth sink in pain flares, and the brawl escalates. The constrictor bucks violently but maintains its hold. It never lets go. Velocity and poison aren't in its playbook. Unrelenting endurance is. Inch by inch, the loops adjust. Not just tighter, smarter. Every twitch from the trapped victim invites more pressure. Breathing becomes a memory. Vitality seeps away. This isn't about offense or defense anymore. It's about the clock, and time always sides with the one who keeps their cool. The minutes drag on. The fight leaves the body. The final spasms aren't acts of war, but of exhaustion. Once the danger passes, the giant slackens its grip, hauling its trophy into the shadows. There is no victory lap, no respite. The wild affords no time for reflection. These battles expose the raw truth of the natural hierarchy. There are no eternal monarchs here, only those who survive today. Venom can be neutralized. Strength can be stalemated. Speed can be misjudged.